Imagine this. You're stopped at a red light, minding your own business. Boom! You just got rear-ended. You jump out of your car, and it's not just anyone, it's Elon Musk. Yeah, that Elon. Your brain instantly goes from, am I okay? To wait, am I rich now? But here's the truth that most people don't understand. Getting hit by a billionaire doesn't mean you're walking away with billionaire money. So, welcome to Claims Ninja, the only channel that teaches you how to outsmart the insurance game with strategy, not guesswork. I'm not an attorney, of course. I'm your behind the scenes claims consultant with over 30 years in the trenches of negotiations, denials, payouts, and pressure tactics. So if you've ever wondered how claims really work, how much money you could be leaving on the table, or why the system seems rigged, you're in the right place. I'm giving you real tools, real strategies, and the truth that they will never tell you. So hit that subscribe button, tell a friend, and join the front line of people who refuse to get played. Now, let's break it all down ninja style. Because if Elon hit you today, would you settle or would you sue? So let's start with the fantasy. Elon Musk hits your car and your neck hurts a little, but suddenly you're picturing a $10 million check, a new house, and maybe even early retirement. But that fantasy hits a wall really quickly. It's called his insurance policy. So you don't get to sue Elon personally on day one. You deal with the policy first. And unless you know exactly what to look for, you could end up with a check that wouldn't even cover a semester of college. So let's break it down. Not just the layers of coverage, but the real strategy behind them. Because billionaires like Elon don't just have insurance, they have protection plans designed to keep you out and their assets safe. So let's talk auto liability insurance. This is the front line. It pays for injuries and property damage when someone's at fault for an accident. But here's the trick. Even billionaires might only carry what their advisor recommends, maybe just up to $1 million. So the longer you stand up and waiting for the police, you determine that your back is not as okay as you thought it was. Elon did hit your car after all. So here's another coverage that sometimes millionaires and billionaires carry, and it's called umbrella, like an excess policy, so to speak. And this is where the second layer kicks in. So think of it as an elite insurance stacked on top. It doesn't activate actually, though, until the primary policy has been maxed out. So, for instance, let's say in this Elon Musk accident that your claim is worth $1.5 million. Now, that is certainly an anomaly, but his auto policy caps out at $500,000. The umbrella steps in for the next 1 million, but only if you can prove that you're entitled to it. And that's where most people fall short. And most of the time, guys, billionaires don't just use your typical online insurance companies. They work with companies like Chubb or Pure, which customize protection, much like a tailored suit. So if Elon were to hit your car, or really anyone with serious wealth, their policy isn't just about fixing your bumper. It may come with a built in legal defense team, high limit protection, and even crisis public relations support to protect their public image. Before you even file your claim, they've got experts analyzing your injuries, your background, and how to spin the story, of course. So you're thinking this is about your car repairs? Well, their defense team is playing chess while you're playing checkers. So, in short, Elon Musk crashes into your car, and you may think that you've just hit the jackpot. But here's the surprise: his billionaire status doesn't automatically open the vault. What you're really dealing with is a structured insurance policy with limits, just like anyone else. Unless your injuries and legal team can break through these policy layers, you just might walk away with less than you expected and nowhere near the $1 million payout that you imagine. So, all of those things come into play when you file a claim for injuries. And then you have to ask yourself, are your injuries permanent? Will future medical care push the value of your claim beyond the policy limits? Can you connect pain to loss of income, loss of lifestyle, or even long term care? And more importantly, do you have the legal team to go after Elon's umbrella policy or to even break through his asset protections? So, suing sounds easy until it's you in court for the next 4 years or so, and your bills are piling up and your settlement is inching forward. Let's just say like rush hour traffic. So I'm not talking that you will actually be in court for 4 years. I'm talking preparing for the trial that's on the docket. Typically, you really won't make it to trial. It takes about 2.5 to 3.5, maybe even 4 years in certain venues. So the takeaways for this is being hit by a billionaire or a millionaire, it doesn't make you one. Insurance will be your first and possible last stop. And you have to think like a strategist. Like, don't chase fantasy checks. Play the long game, understand coverage, and strike with precision. So remember, I posed the scenario. Are your injuries permanent? Will future medical care push the value of your claim beyond the policy limits? And can you connect your pain to loss of income, lifestyle, or even long-term care? But there's three more things to consider because this is what the adjuster for the insurance company will be looking for. Number one, did you go to a credible provider? Or are you treating with a known settlement mill, MILL? Those mills, those treatment facilities that work in concert with ambulance chasers, those type of attorneys that just take any and everybody, regardless of if the injuries are legitimate or not, and they place them with a treatment facility that all they do is a whole bunch of nothing. And were you treated conservatively, like chiropractic treatment, versus did your injuries require orthopedic intervention? Do you have prior accidents that can be used against you? Just so you know, insurance companies have, well, let's call it a underground, where there is a report for every accident that you've ever had, the injuries, the date, the settlement amount, what you were claiming, how the incident occurred, if it was work comp, or if it was some form of slip and fall, maybe in a store, or if it was a car accident, right? The sky's the limit. But that secret system, that underground, tells everything about your accident history. And of course, the adjuster will certainly try to use that against you. So if you're wondering, okay, Claims Ninja, what's your point? Well, because the reality is you're not just proving that Elon hit you, you're proving this crash caused new, real, and provable injuries. Insurance companies will comb through your history, look at every claim you've ever made, and argue that your injuries are pre existing, minor, or even simply aggravated. They know the playbook, and this isn't their first rodeo. And here's a jewel, guys. Most people don't know this, but it is perfectly legal for an adjuster to dig into your medical past. It's called a hospital canvas. And it's not just a peek, guys, it is a deep dive. They can request your medical records going back 5, 7 to maybe even 10 years, depending on the state guidelines where you live. Any surgeries, diagnoses, ER visits, chiropractic trips, it's all fair game. If you've ever had a back injury, a shoulder pain or injury that you've treated for, or even a slip and fall from years ago, it can and will be used against you guys because the adjuster will argue that your current injuries were pre existing, or maybe the accident just aggravated them and it doesn't have full value. So, in short, warriors, adjusters aren't sitting around waiting to max out a billionaire's policy limits. That only happens when the injuries are serious, catastrophic. We're talking life altering, right? So, if you think you're getting the full bag, just because a wealthy person hit you, oh, guys, think again. These people play defense with data, and your entire medical history is a part of that battlefield. So, the long and short of this, guys, is your claim will be treated just like any other motor vehicle accident. Rather, you were hit by Elon Musk or the guy down the street with $100,000 in coverage, it doesn't change the value of your claim. So, in short, guys, the size of someone's bank account doesn't determine your payout. The damages do, your injuries do. They have to be real injuries with real treatment and real documentation. That's what sets the tone. The myth that hitting the jackpot is as simple as getting hit by someone wealthy, well, guys, that's exactly how people get played. Okay, so let me know what you think. Would you take the offer or push your luck and take the case to trial? Drop your comments and let me see where your head is. What are you thinking about this whole process? I'm the claims ninja, and while I'm not an attorney, I've seen more claims, read more policies, and negotiated more payouts than most attorneys ever will, and I did it with precision. So hit that like button, subscribe if you want to outsmart the system, and remember, in the war on claims, it's not about who yells the loudest, it's about who moves the smartest. Thank you for tuning in to the Claims Ninja, and I will see you next time.